People, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for the West Ham versus Chelsea preview. And I have to say, people, it's another difficult game. Just like it was midweek, this one, on paper, is a problem. West Ham are going well in the league. They're high up, high and flying, challenging for top 4 places while contending with Europa League football this season. And yes, we know we can look at their form and say, oh, they've dropped points. Maybe they're starting to run out of steam. Nah, I'm not going to be that guy. I'm going to be that guy that says they've dropped points, and that means they need to redeem themselves and relight that fire, which means take points against us, which we cannot let happen. They drew against Brighton in midweek. They've dropped points, of course, to Man City. That's a different...
They got shelled.
What?
They got shelled.
Oh, you're back. You're back, are you? I've had a few videos without you. Welcome back. Hey, how you doing?
I'm just saying, you can take our sloppy seconds if you want.
City obviously beat them 2-1, by the way. It wasn't something ridiculous and it wasn't some onslaught.
I am making it sound like a lot.
Yeah, you're making it sound like...
really
yeah, so it wasn't that deep. But anyway, West Ham, we know they're a problem. We know this team well. I think back and cast my mind back to the game at Olympic Park, with Kepa, Rudiger, that game where we got absolutely slaughtered. It's not an easy ground to go to, and we have got to be on our A game. Of course, last year we managed to take points. So for me personally, it's from the press conference and team news, I'm a little bit more, lively and a little bit more, hopeful, especially with, Jorginho, who is a doubt, back. Sounds like it. Reece James, doubt, back. Werner, doubt, back. But it seems like we have more players to choose from, which is obviously going to help. In midweek game, we simply just had, so many injuries, so much rotation, so many new, players playing together. It was just so disjointed, and I'm hoping we can get back to some sort of normality in this game against West Ham. Now, we do need to be very careful of a couple of things from West Ham. Declan Rice at the moment is playing really well, okay? He is in that midfield, and especially with the midfield issues I saw from us in midweek, we need to be back on our A game in midfield. We need to be in control. We need to be, good in possession, good at receiving the ball. All of those basic things that we take for granted as Chelsea supporters, we lost all of that in midweek. We need to be back with the majority of the possession and controlling the game. Declan Rice and Souček in midfield is a partnership that has been flourishing for the last year or so, and those two, their chemistry and understanding of each other is brilliant. I think Souček scored against Brighton there in midweek. Declan Rice has been pulling the strings all season for them, as he did last season, adding goals to his game, assists to his game.
How good is Declan Rice now?
Really good. He's really good.
Damn, another level.
It is, and apparently you're interested. Pep, maybe potentially.
Too much money. You weren't interested.
Yeah, too much money.
I didn't tell you to come in.
Too much money. But yeah, so that guy is on the other team, and he is, going to be causing issues. A former player of ours, Kurt Zouma, in the defence. Again, another guy who has brought a lot of value to the West Ham defence this season. We already called that. We knew that would be the case, but it's good to see it, in writing. It's good to see it visually. You know what I'm saying? You got money worth there, didn't you?
Seeing how he's played this season, it was weird that people are haggling over pennies and pounds in the preseason. 2-3
million over Zouma. Really, he was worth more than what you paid. But you guys wanted to mess around. He was always a centre back, in my opinion, that could command minimum 30 million. Steady, Eddie, proper Premier League centre back, traditional. Do you know what I'm saying? Yes, he relies on his physical attributes, but who doesn't? Who doesn't these days? Oh, that was painful.
Don't do that again.
So Kurt Zouma is coming up against us, and he's already said pre-match that he's not playing any games for this. He is serious about this match. Yes, he's a former Chelsea player. Yes, he may have loved the club, but he is hungry for points, and West Ham should be there. They're challenging for Champions League spots at the moment. And the final person that I'm going to tell you to keep an eye on, actually no, 2 more. Antonio, of course, who's been putting in... Antonio! I feel like we both knew what we needed to do in that part to play our roles. And Antonio is, of course, a problem physicality-wise, and just obviously goal-scoring-wise. He's the main outlet for West Ham. But now that I think about it, the left wing-back spot is such an issue for us. I feel like Bowen deserves a mention here on that right-hand side. We need to have that pattern. Him and Kufal on that right-hand side for West Ham. I don't know who's going to play left wing-back. In fact, I have my own little opinion on that. I'm going to give it to you later on. And the press conference may have been a little hint as well from Thomas Tuchel. We need to have the left wing-back spot patterned, because Bowen and Kufal down that right-hand side, they can definitely cause problems. We know Ben Rama potentially down the other side, etc. But that left-hand side for us is a massive weak point. It's where in 2 games in a row now, it's where the majority of the attacks, Man United didn't really attack, but it's been where the majority of the attacks against Watford came from. Down that left-hand side, they targeted it, and it made sense, and it worked. Obviously, that's where Dennis, the Menace, caused problems. So the left-hand side is clearly a weak spot. It's clearly a weak spot in terms of, for us, in terms of Tuchel, who keeps talking about it and keeps discussing it. And yeah, we need to be on our P's and Q's there. Now, set pieces, West Ham as well. They're going to be a threat. I just spoke about Souček scoring from the corner midweek against Brighton. We need to be on our P's and Q's for set pieces. We are quite dangerous from set pieces as well. I think we've scored the most goals from set pieces this season in the Premier League. Don't fact check that, but I think I'm correct there. And of course, we can be a threat ourselves, depending on if Lukaku starts this game. He does maybe get into it. My team is up on the screen now. Is it predictable? You can decide. But for me personally, the back three, Mendy, we've got injuries now. We've got injuries. Trevor is out. Kova is still out. Kante is still out. And Chilwell is also out too. So 4 injuries in total, 4 definite outs. Trevor, that's a big blow for us. He said that, Tuchel said that he could be back around the Christmas festive period. Hopefully he's back for that. Good results from the scans and tests that they've done, but that's a big blow for us because Trevor's been a really important part of the team this season. Yes, you in the back, sir.
You want to talk about that real quick? Which Mendy? Because apparently, because you haven't had a chance to formally speak about it.
Which Mendy are we even talking about? I mean, there's just so many Mendys. They're all just getting confused these days. I mean, is it Benjamin? Is it Forlan? Is it the guy at Leicester? They just all look the same. We just can't think about which Mendy it is. Seriously, it's becoming a joke. Just the confusion, just constantly mixing up people's names. Can we just not do this? I mean, it doesn't happen to the white players, so.
I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying there's one bad Mendy, and
yes,
he keeps getting traded for the good Mendy.
Yeah, this is not match attacks, okay? Just keep their cards in their own pocket, okay? We don't need to swap. There's no deals going on. Not £122 for this Steven Gerrard. No, okay? Just keep your cards, people. Keep your cards close to your damn chest, okay? So, if you didn't know, Edouard Mendy will be in goal for Chelsea Football Club wearing the grey kit against West Ham. In goal, in my team, okay? Okay, so he starts, okay? He starts. And the back three, Rudiger, obviously comes into the team. For me, Thiago Silva, who cannot get a moment's peace. This brother has a family. He has a wife, Bella. Just let him rest sometimes. He's 37, but we cannot because clearly we have an injury issue every single week, it seems. So, Thiago Silva starts in the middle and Christensen on the right. Now, the reason, and you're going to ask yourself, well, Azpilicueta. The reason why I've decided to keep Azpilicueta on the bench is because Reece James is only just coming back from his doubt, and I hope he starts, and he is starting in my team on the right-hand side, but if he does pick up a knock in the game, or he doesn't start for any reason because, it was too soon, then Azpilicueta obviously will have to play right wing back. On the left-hand side, I am taking out Marcos Alonso. I know you guys are booing and jeering and oh my God, how could you do this? But I think Tuchel did allude and hint to a potential Saul Niguez start at left wing back, and I would also personally like to see him. You know my thoughts. Saul Niguez in the Premier League, in midfield, is struggling, is suffering. He cannot scan, he cannot anticipate, he does not have any awareness. But as I keep saying, I used to play left back for Lewisham Youth, so I'm very, very credited to talk on this situation at my high level of Sunday League football. When I played left back personally, I didn't have to scan. I didn't have to scan people. Not one time did I swivel my head and look what was behind me, because you know who was behind me? My manager barking orders saying, Matisse, you let your man go again. Saul, that could be you. That could be you. You don't have to scan the pitch. Everything's in front of you. It's very clear. It's very obvious. The pitch is wide. It's big. Olympic Park is a big pitch. There you go.
That sounded like trauma.
No.
Where did that come from?
Well, what happened was my eyesight kind of started deteriorating when I was around 14 years old, and I couldn't see the flight of the ball as easy as I once could. So when the balls used to come up from the goal kicks and they used to aim for me because I was the weak point in the team,
You're 23.
Yeah.
Your eyesight's already gone.
Yeah, but I'm saying it started deteriorating at 14. Did you not listen?
That's really sad.
Yeah. So they just targeted me.
I didn't know that.
They targeted me like Marcus Alonso.
Okay, quite sad. Okay, cool. I'll crack you.
So Saul, that could be you. You could be targeted too, just like me. So at left wing back, like I said, you can scan the pitch. You can see. You don't have to scan. You can see everything in front of you. There should really be no, giving the ball away and constant turnovers and constant misplaced passes. I hope. Again, I'm not trying to speak that into existence. So, Saul Niguez for me starts at left wing back. We have to try it. I know I just spoke about Bowen as being a threat. But to be honest, if Marcos Alonso doesn't want to do the defensive job and stop crosses and whatnot, then we have to try Saul. And if it doesn't work, just hook him like you did in midweek. So yeah, that's how I'm going with that. Disagree if you wish in the comments. I'm sure you will. Again, I'm not saying that confidently. I'm just saying it. And in the front three, of course, the midfield. How could I forget? Jorginho and Loftus-Cheek in the midfield because that's all we have available. Good to see Jorginho back, according to the press conference. And in the front three, for me personally, it's got to be Mason Mount, Callum Hudson-Odoi. I know you guys are going to go mad. And up front, Lukaku. Okay, Lukaku comes back into the team. I just feel like against West Ham, Mason Mount, he's going to need to funnel back into that pivot, in my opinion. And defensively, he's going to have to be a three-man midfield. Potentially becomes a 3-5-2 against Rice, against Souček. Loftus-Cheek hasn't been great in the last couple of games. He's been very hit and miss. Jorginho's just coming back from the knock. Again, I'm always very cautious. So because of the fitness issues and the form issues in that pivot, I'm going to have Money Mace drop him back in there with his energy and drop him back in to receive the ball in between the lines. I know Ziyech has been in great form right now, but it has been, as we spoke about on All You Can Eat Chelsea, it has been a lot of the time coming off the bench. So I'm going to use him as our secret weapon, our secret super spy coming off the bench and trying to impact the game. Now, you cannot get onto me because I do not have an agenda because why, ladies and gentlemen? I've started him in my last two previews. And you can go back and check my last two previews. I started Hakim Ziyech. Okay? The crowd stops booing. You stop throwing oranges. Everybody relax. There you go. Okay, so now I've explained myself. Lukaku goes up front for me. I just think we need him desperately. Okay? I know Kai did have a good game against, Watford. But again, Zuma and Craig Dawson, I feel like they are quite physical defenders, and I feel like Lukaku, I just want to see that clash, Lukaku versus Zuma, get the bullying going, do you know what I'm saying? Let's see who can come out on top there. And Callum before Man United was having a really good reign of form. I believe he deserves to be back in the team as well, and it is really between him, Mount and Ziyech for those spots behind the striker. I think they all deserve it, and yeah, we need goals, and I feel like this is a game where we may not get a lot of opportunities, guys, so I do want a clinical Lukaku up front. We just can't afford to miss right now, and that's the reason why I'm going with Lukaku over Kai. I don't think we're going to get many chances. I know in, Leicester and Newcastle and Norwich, we just are having chances galore, and we're just having, 20 shots in a game. I just don't think that's going to happen. It's going to be a very tough game. West Ham are a good team, and it may just be one or two chances that we need to finish and take care of to win this match. That's why I've gone for the more clinical Lukaku. And I'm sure Lukaku is absolutely itching to get on that pitch. Thomas Tuchel did allude to that he wants to play. He didn't give the information as to whether he would, because obviously he wants to be surprising. But Lukaku, for me, is time. It's time to get back on that pitch and do the business. So let's see how that works. If it doesn't, we have our substitutions. Olympic Park, Stratford, Westfield, do you know what I'm saying? Let's have a good time, do you know what I'm saying? Pick up your Birkin bags or whatever you need to do before the game. It is going to be mad. I can't wait, people. I am buzzing my tits off. There will be a watch along on this channel. Yes, it is confirmed. And I hope you guys have enjoyed the preview. Make sure you let me know your team in the comments below. Smash up the icons. Share a like. Why not? After my sympathetic story of what happened in my youth. And yes, that's about it. That's all I have to say. Goodbye. Are you still recording?
Yeah.
I'm done.
Okay. Buzzing my tits off. Like who speaks this way? Like you say weird things. Buzzing my tits off. Like who talks like that? More important, I saw your TL in your little world midweek. Behind you, Stamford Bridge, South London or not? Because I saw this big debate go on.
Yeah, it's South. Yeah, South.
Is that
yeah.
Say it to the camera.
Yeah, it's in South London. It's literally SW6. That means South.
Yeah, but there was a lot of people like that in South London.
Oh, they don't want to be a part of it. Well, we are.
So we claim it South.
Yeah, we're South, yeah.
Because I remember at one point you were saying Chelsea won in South.
No, I said it wasn't in South. I said it was in Southwest.
Semantics.
Yeah, we don't want to be with the Clapham guys.
That's the official.
Yes. Official.
There we go.